How do you get the attention to your cause? How do you get followers? How do you fight back against, as you accurately assess, a formidable machine?
Well, here's one way you do it. There are 40 million young people and not so young people who are in debt, college debt, with no way out. These are indentured servants, and the jobs aren't there. And guess what? They're not coming back. The jobs, that have recovered are low-wage, part-time, insecure, temporary jobs. These are lousy, and there's absolutely no sign that this is going to get better. There are many signs that it's going to continue getting worse, especially as we get the Trans-Pacific Partnership that the Democrats and the Republicans are fighting for. So, we need to get the word out. Put it this way, if those 40 million young people get into their heads the wild idea that they can come out in the November 2016 election and cancel their debt, they can actually do that because 40 million of them is a plurality of a three-way vote. Mm-hmm. They could actually do that. And who's better prepared to get the word out and better networked than that generation who could spread that news like a wildfire and turn out 40 million irate young people who are determined to go on the record to cancel debt. We're the only campaign that will do that. Bernie would make college free. Hillary says she would do it, although, not really. But we are the only campaign that will actually cancel student debt, that would use a quantitative
so you're saying
easing.
the difference between your proposal and Senator Sanders is
canceling the debt.
He's saying he would make it free going forward.
Right.
You would cancel the
debt.
That
we
already
did it.
has.
We did
so
it
that's
for
when
the
establishment
corporate crooks. Why don't we do it for the young people who are the victims of those corporate crooks?
So that's when the establishment heads explode. They say, no, you guys took out those college loans.
Oh,
You'd
yeah.
be deadbeats if you didn't pay it back.
Yeah.
This system would collapse. You can't do that.
And they're very hard-pressed to defend that, and which is why they don't want to debate it, because you can make mincemeat out of that. And
how so?
Well, we bailed out the crooks who got us into this mess. Don't we owe it to the victims of this mess to bail them out? And we came up with 17 trillion, basically, and counting in the bailout for Wall Street and corporate America. For young people, it's about 1.3 trillion, so it's a much smaller amount. And then add to that, the bailout for Wall Street and for the big banks has essentially enabled them to continue their reckless gambling and their wild and irresponsible speculation on the taxpayer's dime. On the other hand, if you bail out young people, what do you get? You get people who can actually then do what they're trained to do. They don't have to worry about paying their debt back. They can actually take risks and enact their vision and reimagine the future, which is what we need the younger generation to do. Add to that, about half of young people now are said to be in default on their debt. This is dangerous. This can create a cascading series of defaults because that debt has also been bundled and sold off as investment instruments. So it's actually a danger to the economy to allow this very precarious debt to hang in there. So by doing a quantitative easing and dissolving that debt, you actually create a stimulus package that's perfect, and then you enable an entire generation of young people who have been sidelined and essentially taken out, removed from political discourse because they're busy trying to survive. You bring them back in, and that's where change always happens from young people. So this is, this is something that's not just good for young people. This is something we desperately need as a whole society.